Hello, my name is Barbara Harris, and I am the founder and director of CRACS Project Prevention. You already know a little bit about the organization, and that's what brought you here. And I'm just hoping to set a few things straight and give you a little bit more information about what it is we do and don't do. Um, we offer cash incentives for long-term birth control and for sterilization, but often and too often, the sterilization part of what we do is the only part that's in print or in the media, and it gets people upset because they clearly think that we're just out to sterilize people, and I'm called Nazi and many other things, and that's just not the case. Just for your information, of the last 20 women who were paid, who got a tubal ligation sterilization, between them they had 121 pregnancies. And after you subtract the children that were stillborn, aborted, died from complications after birth, they still have a remaining average of 4 living children. Now, whether or not they clean up and go back and reclaim their children or not, that's yet to be seen. But these women who had a tubal ligation have each given birth an average of 6 times and have 4 living children. Nobody has come through our program and been sterilized who has not already had children. Doctors will not give you a tubal ligation unless you've already had children and you're a particular age. So it's not, as the media sometimes portrays it, that we're just walking around sterilizing people. That's not the case. Our main goal is to get drug addicts and alcoholics to use long-term birth control until they reach a point in their life where they get clean and can care for the children that they conceive. It's common sense. I'd like to introduce you to Zachary. Um, Zachary actually was born to an addict. His mother had a total of 6 children. She had another little girl after he was born who was unhooked from life support because she had no brain waves, so she died. And I'm sorry and sad to tell you that Zachary also died when he was 3 years old. As you can see, he had a breathing tube and a feeding tube in his stomach. He ate through a tube the entire 3 years that he lived. And one day he just went to sleep and never woke up again. And he spent months and months and months in neonatal intensive care unit, in and out of the hospital. Never was able to suck on a sucker, run, laugh, and play like a child deserves to. So for Zachary is one of the things that motivates me about what I do, because Zachary, his mother had a right to give birth 6 times. 2 of her children died, and the rest have complications from her drug use. And to those who say these women have a right to have children, Zachary says otherwise. To those who say that we shouldn't be trying to get addicts and alcoholics on birth control, Zachary says otherwise. You probably noticed Brock, the picture behind me. Brock was one of 6 children born to a drug addict. He's 19 today. He actually lives with one of my board members. He still has developmental delays. He was not able to graduate from high school with a diploma. He had to just get a certificate because he is behind and his mind doesn't work the way somebody else's mind works, because his mother exposed him to drugs for 9 months that he was inside of her. So it's just important that you know that Brock and Zachary's of the world are what motivates us to keep doing what we're doing, and to accept the names and the criticisms that we are called, because we know we're doing it for the right reasons. We know it's for the children, and it also benefits the addict herself, because nothing positive comes to a woman who gives birth to 6, 8, 10, 12 babies who are all taken away from her. Typically, it leads her deeper into her addiction, and because she regrets what she's done to yet another child. So it's a win-win situation for everybody. And to me, for anybody to say to anybody that I was able to kick my addiction. I was a drug addict for 20 years. I prostituted, I did drugs, and I was able to get clean, and I reclaimed my children. To me, that's such a selfish and dangerous statement, because they're sending a message out there that perhaps drug addicts shouldn't be on birth control because they got clean. Well, that's not the norm. The norm is that most women don't get clean and don't stay clean. So to me, it's very selfish for somebody to get clean, to start parading around, yelling out, well, look at me, I got clean. So if I can do it, everybody can do it. That's not reality. Everybody can't do it. It's very difficult to kick a drug habit. And once you do, I have many, many, many women that I've paid to use birth control who have relapsed, some after as many as 3 years. So it's not an easy thing to do. So the very least we could do is get women and men who are using drugs and alcohol to use long-term or permanent birth controls that they're not getting pregnant and giving birth to children that they're not able to care for. It's just important that people know that the reason we do what we do is because I adopted 4 of 8 children born to a Los Angeles drug addict. We have her youngest 4. Her older 4 are in different homes, not knowing each other, and it's preventable. Everything is preventable. Every large problem was preventable when it was very small. And I wish we as a society worked harder to solve things before they happen rather than going back after the fact, like with Zachary and spending $4 million on care. They spent $4 million trying to keep Zachary alive after he was born when we could have spent $300 and he never would have been conceived. He had no quality of life. You can't put a price on the suffering that he endured, and it was preventable. It shouldn't have happened. So welcome to our website, our YouTube page. Read on. I hope you'll gather some good information from it and realize that we do what we do for the children. And for anybody who doesn't agree with what we do, then I just have one thing to say to you, and that is if you believe these women have a right to continue to have children, then I hope you're willing to step up and adopt the next one born and take it home or raise it for 18 years. Thank you. Have a good day.